G'day guys, welcome back to another video. This video is the second part to my in-depth guide to hiking Mt Halifax, so make sure you watch part 1 first. In this video, I'll pick up where I left off in the last, and guide you through hiking Godwin's Peak. So it took half an hour from Echo Hill up to the peak, and then you just keep following along. You'll see the track keeps going after the peak along the top of the mountain, so you just follow that along to Godwin's Peak. So just on the other side of the peak there's campsite number 4. It's quite a nice campsite, nice flat area for your tent and clothesline / line to hang your food on, stop the rats and wildlife getting into it. But yeah, quite a nice little campsite. The peak's just up there. So you walk for about 5 or 10 minutes along the top of Mt Halifax until you get to Mickle's Camp and Rings Lookout, and then you sort of drop over the other side and start your descent down to Godwin's Peak. So after another 5 minutes of walking down the hill, you get to this tree that points you to Godwin's Peak, or the Paluma hut, which is a lot longer away. There is a water point somewhere along that way, and I'm not sure how far it is. I think it is a good couple of k's, so I'd only recommend it if you're desperate. But I'm gonna keep following along to Godwin's. This track's beauty never ceases to amaze me. It's just so pretty. I've been walking for about 40 minutes now, and the track's actually really nice. It's not as well walked as the track up to the Halifax Peak, but you can still very easily tell where to go. There's plenty of reflectors and you can tell where the track is. And so far, since the peak, it's just been traveling along the top of this mountain. It's been quite flat and easy going. Definitely a welcome rest for the legs. So after about 45 minutes of walking along that ridge after the summit, the track suddenly drops down and is quite steep. Still well marked, but because it's not so well walked, the wader wiles a fair bit closer to the track, and so you have a little bit more trouble getting hung up in the thorns. So you descend for about 25 minutes, and it is quite a steep descent the whole way. It doesn't give up. So not looking forward to climbing back up, but it's sort of flattened out a little bit, and I can see the peak before Godwin's just up ahead. Thanks, Dutch, for warning me. You would not want to step on that. So after about half an hour of descent, you begin the climb up the first peak before, or the only peak before Godwin's Peak. It's been an hour and 20 minutes since I left the top of Halifax. And I can see Godwin's Peak just up ahead. Well, an hour and a half from the peak later, and I've finally made it. And boy, it's worth it. It's just incredible. 360-degree view. Can't beat it. Sit down for some lunch before I begin the trek back over that peak up to the top of that ridge and walk my way along. The peak of Halifax is sort of there, and then you follow that ridge all the way down over the other side and back down to the car park near that pineapple plantation. Well, thank you very much for joining me on yet another adventure. I'll let you know how long it takes to get back, but the added walk to Godwin's Peak will, I'm guessing, take a good extra 4 hours, I think. Add that onto your trip. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't attempt it if it takes you more than 3 hours to get to the peak of Halifax. And yeah, if it's 12 o'clock midday, I'd probably turn around if you haven't got here already. But anyway, thanks for joining me on yet another adventure. Until the next one, happy hiking. And that's it, guys. Just made it back. Took 4 hours all up to get back. About an hour and 40 from Godwin's Peak back to the summit. And then, yeah, the 2.5 hours back down to the car park. I must say a huge thank you to Takuma for providing me with all the drone footage in this video. Make sure you check out some of his amazing hikes too.